What is going on, guys? Blazing Tech here today on a Taco Tuesday, and today we're going to be talking everything manual 3GT, and that is the manual 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. So let's start right at the top. Let's talk about the manual transmission options you can get in 2020 brand new. So unfortunately, like a lot of other car makers, Toyota is really using the manual transmission and it's milking it for everything that it's worth. So if you want a manual transmission, your only trim level options are going to be the TRD Sport, the TRD Off-Road, and the TRD Pro. And those are both 6-speed manuals. And I'm going to just save you guys the trouble. You can get it in the TRD Sport, the TRD Off-Road, or the TRD Pro, and that is, you can get access cab 6-foot bed on the TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road with the manual, or you can get double cab with the short bed 5-foot bed on the TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, and TRD Pro. You cannot get the 4-door long bed with the V6 manual transmission. Unfortunately, I don't know why they did that. Maybe they figured that it was just such a niche market that they could just get away with making it big box, small bed. That's very interesting to me, but those are your buying options for a manual brand new 2020 Toyota Tacoma, plus whatever 2019s. This is pretty consistent. We're going to say 18, 19, and 20. You could only get the 6-speed transmission on 4-door with the small bed. And that was, again, 18, 19, and 20. And that was TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, TRD Pro. TRD Pro, of course, only comes in the 4-door with the short bed. And you can get that in a manual from 2016 through 2020, TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road 2018 through 20 in those configurations that we already talked about. But let's move over to the used segment of manual Tacomas, kind of like mine, and stay tuned for the entire video for me to talk about manual Toyota Tacoma TSBs, as I have 2 manual Tacomas in my house, mine which is a 2.7 and my dad's which is the 3.5, so we've got the 5-speed and the 6-speed. But let's talk about used manual Tacomas, and let's start with the lowest price option. Now, kind of like my truck, from 16 to 17, you were able to get the 2.7 with a 5-speed manual transmission only in the SR trim level. Only the SR. SR5 was never offered in a manual transmission. I've never seen one. I could be wrong about that, but I have never personally seen a manual transmission SR5 Tacoma. I've only ever seen an SR, TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, and a TRD Pro. And from the year 2016 to 2017, you could get the SR in the utility package. You could get the SR, I guess as they say, with the nicer package, which is paint matched fenders and such, paint matched mirror caps. You could get that Tacoma from 16 to 17 in the access cab with a 2.7 liter 5-speed manual transmission, and you could get that 4-wheel drive, or you could get it 2-wheel drive. Now the 2-wheel drive are really hard to find. I don't see one on cars.com. Well, let me see if I can get an example of, and this would be the example of the utility. It's got the black front bumper, black mirror caps, and it also does not have a back seat. And these are the options for a manual Tacoma from 16 to 17 SR 2.7 liter. Unfortunately, they stopped producing this Tacoma, and 18, 19, and 20, you cannot get a 2.7 liter in a manual on any trim level. And just like we talked about those are the only trim levels that you can get the manual transmission in 2020. Now let's talk about TSBs, which is TSB basically stands for Toyota Service Bulletin for all manual 3rd Gen Tacomas. Now you can replace the clutch master cylinder if your clutch is squeaking, which mine was squeaking and my dad's was squeaking, and he had the 6-speed and I have the 5-speed, as well as if your clutch is creaking. Now mine never really creaked as much as his did, and I think that's a problem with the 6-speed transmission. Mine really had a weird, it would like kick out, but after talking to our Toyota dealer in Bakersfield, California, we got both of our master cylinders replaced and both of our clutch pedals replaced, and that's under Toyota Care. And I think even if you're out of Toyota Care, they're going to take care of that for you. So the reason why I bring that up is if you have a new Tacoma that's giving you clutch related issues, you can take it in and get a new master cylinder, new clutch pedal. And if you buy a used Tacoma like one of these, which might I add, this is a great value. The only way you can get a V6 in any Tacoma any year is TRD off-road. The only way you can get a V6 manual is TRD off-road, TRD sport, TRD pro. But the SR 2.7 5-speed was offered 16-17. I think that's important to note. But if you pick up a used one, and if you don't like the way that your clutch feels, you can get a new one under Toyota's TSB. But anyway, guys, that is everything you need to know about purchasing a manual 3rd Gen Tacoma. I hope you liked it, and I hope you like this Taco Tuesday. Catch you on the next one. Thanks.